Hey there, Scorpio. It's Jen here. I am doing a look ahead reading for 2022 for love for Scorpio. These do tend to be a little more geared towards single people or dating people, but not necessarily. But they do tend to lean that way. So just keep that in mind. I did some channeling, and so I will read that now while I'm shuffling here. I'm going to pull cards from the Light Seers Tarot. Whoa, we have a bunch that want to come out. Okay, that's enough. Crystal Visions Tarot and the Tarot of Sexual Magic. So there's a Knight of Pentacles. There's an offer here coming in, but let me, before I get too sidetracked, let me read the channeling. So I got just in general that in 2022 there will be a need to make a decision personally where something you've been thinking about or dreaming about or talking about it is now real. It's now a tangible possibility. So this requires you to reveal your cards. Were you really going to take action, or was it just talk? So it's kind of interesting. You're like, oh, wow. It basically it will uncover some fears and insecurities. But at the same time, since you will realize that, you're able to push through if it's something you really, really want to do. It is so pretty out. It's very, very foggy. We're going to have a snowstorm here. I'm recording this in the end of November. So that could be in general. This could be a job, all sorts of. I mean, it could be absolutely anything. But in love specifically, maybe there is someone you've been crushing on or flirting with, and now they asked you out, or you're both now single. Are you going to make a move or stay stuck? Like it's called somehow you're it's almost the universe though is calling your bluff on something, or to see if it's a bluff or not. I'm getting a Two of Swords energy, which to me means it's almost like you don't trust yourself, Scorpio. Like I'm Scorpio, Venus, Mars, and Jupiter. So I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart. And we're passionate, you know what I mean? We're very passionate. We crave that deep connection. We give a lot, but we expect that in return. And sometimes we jump in too quickly and get too deep too fast because that's kind of Scorpio's thing. So it doesn't seem that way almost. But I think it can feel intense to signs, sorry, I'm fidgeting, that are on the more cautious side. But what I see is that it doesn't mean that you won't still feel the passion, the connection, and all of those things that, Scorpio really wants, and that's fine. But the fact that you're deliberating before jumping in, you have this Two of Swords going on, demonstrates that you are approaching relationships in a more mature manner. Again, it'll still be intense and passionate, but your heart will be given in appropriate stages as the relationship develops and trust is built. And then I wrote, trust yourself. So there's some sort of insecurity in our ability to, I think it really comes down to the fear of being hurt in a lot of ways, right? Been hurt in the past, and we somehow miss the red flags, even though they're so obvious in hindsight. And that's, it's good to very much good to review, let go of resentment, process, but to beat yourself up over not seeing something that, in the moment, I don't know, is that productive? Here's the Eight of Swords, huh? Anyway, this Knight of Pentacles could be someone that you're friends with already, or that developed from a friendship, or again, is this person that's been around that you've just kind of stayed in touch with because there's a connection there. And now it's been a long time in coming, but now they are back. And this is an opportunity. Are you going to let it pass? I'm hearing that Jewel song. Are you passing me by? I can't remember what it's called. Eight of Swords is denial. It's feeling trapped and tied to something. I'm going to keep reading. I think that's what you're letting go of. Okay, these plants are not Little Shop of Horrors. They're eating my cards. So the wheel is, I wanted to see the next card because I feel like the Eight of Swords is, you felt trapped to repeat the same cycles, and almost like that's your destiny, and you won't ever have that connection that you're looking for. And the wheel is very much a surrender. I think she's in tree pose, but a surrender pose of, I'm just going to open up my heart. It's kind of with the dice, roll the dice, and just take it as it comes. But the wheel says if we can stay centered, we're able to roll with things. So going with the flow. And we don't have to stay in a relationship if it doesn't work, but we can never know if it's going to work or not without being in it. So it's almost like you're caught in a catch-22, chicken before the egg. Like, I want to stave off that from, is it the right word? From being hurt, but how do you know if it's going to work or not without being in it, right? But there's a real change in fortune. Wow, here's an attraction. Excuse me, my throat. My throat chakra all of a sudden closed right up. Let me take a drink of water. Why did I get so flustered almost? I didn't know what to say. This is going to throw you for a loop. This person, this attraction, this opportunity in love. Because for some reason it probably was always a fantasy. And it's also something you've built up, right, as a fantasy, because just imagining what it would be like. And then maybe you're like, well, it's a fantasy. It's not going to be, I don't want to be disappointed. I like my fantasy because everything's great and everything works out. So I don't want to, maybe I don't want to know the real reality of the situation because I don't want it to pale in comparison to this beautiful fantasy I've created about this person. Queen of Wands. So this is really stepping into your power. The Queen of Wands is passionate. She's determined. She's charismatic. She's beautiful and really owns her own power. She's not ashamed of her being a sexual being and any of those societal shames that women feel. So she's breaking. So yeah, really allowing yourself to be your authentic self and to not deny aspects of yourself that are perfectly normal, um, because of some sort of. I feel there's a little bit of shame here, but I don't feel like the shame is. Yeah, we just get things in our brain, whether it's put there by outside influences usually or not. But working through that and opening up and forgiving ourselves for being human. Oh, trying to find my pointer here. Okay. Now I forgot, but now I don't even know what I was going to say. I think I lit part of this. Yeah, I did. So just opening up and being freer. Like, yeah, the Eight of Swords is feeling trapped. It's just this feeling of kind of like excited to move forward again. It's not, yes, when something becomes a real possibility, that fear that creeps in, our inner demons, right? Our negative self-talk. But I see you able to overcome it, right? And open up and allow um, these new passionate feelings to come in and to be excited and to feel attraction and to appreciate that you're feeling that. Ooh, look at this King of Pentacles. This person is so we have the Knight and the King of Pentacles. This person is very solid. They're very grounded. Um, they're hardworking. They do their homework. Like, this person's not going to just spout out about things and not really understand what they're talking about. They listen. They're a listener. They bring you a lot of peace and calm. And don't get hung up on the genders. This could be just people with these qualities. Um, they could have a dog. Could be an older person than you are, someone older than you are, but definitely a mature person. And that maturity and age are not directly related, I've noticed. Sometimes they are, but not always. Ace of Swords. Yeah, keeping your head about you, keeping your wits about you, thinking things through. Um, and the Ace of Swords is keeping the most important kind of things in focus. It's not overthinking. Um, and remembering what is most important. So I see a real commitment to you in this relationship, um, is really, really being able to sort of analyze your feelings and your triggers and your patterned behaviors and what's behind some of the things you are feeling. So maybe you guys have gone to therapy or done just a lot of self work and self reflection. And so you're approaching this in just a completely different way. Before it was like, I'm attracted to you, you're attracted to me. Let's make this work. And now you're more, that's great. The passion and connection needs to be there for me. But we also need to take the time to get to know each other here before we just jump right in. But let me tell you, this is really there's good communication. Things will move forward fairly quickly, but I think that like the prep time, the build up time, the amount of time you got to know each other before beginning the relationship when you were friends counts. Like that all counts. So um if that makes sense, I think it does. Justice, balance, fairness. I feel like so this could be a Libran. So who do we have out here strongly? We have the Queen of Wands, so that's could be a fire sign, and then Pentacles. So with two Pentacles, we could have it could be any of the Earth signs. So Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. You have Aries, Sag, Gemini. No, Leo. Uh, Libra's coming up with the Justice card. The timing for timing, we have Justice, good Lord, Libra, which is end of September into October. And then I would say any of the earth signs. You could meet them. For those of you that this isn't someone you've been friends with, there will be a courting, like a little bit of an old fashioned. So maybe this person will take things slowly themselves. And so there will be this really nice like buildup of passion. Here's that Two of Swords that we already talked about. You having to really make a decision. Well, Justice and the Two of Swords. So definitely a bit in your head. But you have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So two new beginnings here. New beginning in how you're thinking about things and perspective with the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Wands, a new beginning in how you approach things you're passionate about. Here's the Wheel of Fortune, double Wheel of Fortune. Things are changing. Things are looking up. I don't think you will recognize your romantic life from the beginning of the year to the end. I think you will have grown dramatically and you will be in a much different relationship. Now, if you are with someone, your relationship may go through a deep transformation. We have the Hermit card here. So the Hermit card is a Virgo. So now we're sort of zeroing in on maybe a Virgo type energy for you guys. But this is doing that spiritual work when it comes to relationships. Maybe having been alone. We have the double Eight of Swords. So maybe you've had relationships in the past and you're like, I don't want to be tied down to someone. I don't want to feel tied down because that maybe the person was really controlling, or you felt controlled, you felt trapped in some way for some reason. Page of Cups, so new love, messages about love, and another Queen of Wands. Wow. Lots of several cards coming up, more than once. So what are they again? Eight of Swords, Queen of Wands, right? Wheel of Fortune. And then you again have those two aces, the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. I just got a new deck, so you guys are going to get, I'm shuffling the book with the cards there. So you guys are going to get some cards from my new deck. Oops, I guess this one. The equator, to make equal. Well, gosh, with the justice card, um, wanting, yeah, this relationship has to be a give and take, a partnership. It can't be one sided. You can't feel like you're carrying the burden of everything. You can't feel like you don't have many choices in the relationship. Um, sorry. And you want a stable home. You want to put down roots. You want a home base. You um, maybe you want to own your own home and not rent, or yeah, to build a life together truly, with both people having their needs, and I don't know, just like a partnership, a more equitable and a strong a connection, and a like a team in some ways. Like, yeah, the connection has to be, it has to be the full package. You're just mature enough and have been through it enough that you need someone else that is going to meet you there. No more immature people. You are ready to meet a relationship in a mature manner, and you shouldn't settle for anything but that. Okay, Scorpio, that is your reading. Uh, I hope you have a wonderful 2022. I don't know why I'm saying that, because I'm going to do a lot more readings in the next over a year. So, anyway, thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye.